Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. The following tutorial is a start to finish about how to build your own custom power armor paint job mod using a custom perk magazine that enables the mod for use by the player. It's pretty long, so I have cut it into clearly marked sections. Timestamps to each section will be provided in the pinned comment on the YouTube video page. If you find this tutorial helpful, mash that like button and share it to your favorite social media. If you want to support the channel and its work, please consider joining as a channel member by clicking that join button below the video or clicking on the information button in the upper right hand corner. For one-time tips, use the PayPal link in the description. Okay, all that stuff is out of the way. Roll that intro. Alright guys, we're going to set up our folders in the Fallout 4 data folder for our mod. So go ahead and open your Fallout 4 data folder. You'll find it in Steam Apps, Common, Fallout 4 data. I have a shortcut on the desktop to it. Alright, so we're going to need to make some folders in two different folders here, in the materials and the textures. We'll do the materials first. Open that up and go ahead and make a new folder. Name it according to your mod. In this case, I'm going to do it as Keck, and I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to need to make some folders in here. So I'm going to make T45, and I'm going to make T51, and I'm going to make T60, and I'm going to make X01, and I'm going to make the last one I'm going to make is going to be named magazine, just like that. And I'm going to go back up to the top to the materials folder. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy that folder just like that, and then I'm going to go to textures, open that up. Over in the white space, I'm going to go ahead and right click and paste, and that will give me my folders for everything. As you can see, they're empty. Now we're actually going to create our armor textures. Now I'm doing this in Photoshop. You can do it in GIMP, whatever works for you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up where I have my Photoshop files stored for my armors, which in T45 I have, you can see I have one that's for Keck, and then I have one that says Keck PW. I'm going to show you how to do it with this right here, and then I'm going to show you how to add the post-war filter. I recently just updated the armor files so that it has the post-war filter that I use. You guys can make your own if you want to. This is all set up, and this all works here. We know this, so I know this because I've tested this. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to select all, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy merged. I'm going to click File, New, and it'll come up to 2048. Okay, and I'm going to paste that in there just like that, and I'm going to click Layer, and I'm going to flatten the image, and then I'm going to save as. Now I need to I'm going to save this as a D3 DDS. I need to navigate to my Fallout 4 folder, which I happen to have a shortcut on the desktop. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to textures. I'm going to go to the new folder I made, Keck, and since this is T45, I'm going to go into this here, and we're going to rename this to T45 arm Keck, just like that. And we're going to save that, and while that's saving, we'll just wait for it to save here, and that's good. It's taking a while to save, but it usually does. There it is. Okay, now we are going to make the post-war version of it. So I need my post-war filter. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go back to my things here. I have my post-war filter right here. And this is the post-war filter that I added to the power armor resource mod on Shakens. You can find a link to that in the description as well, or you can look for the video or go to Shakens and find it. It's in the modders resources. Okay, so we want to select all on this. We want to click all, select all, just like that, and go back to your clean version. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to deselect this, and then over in the layers tab you want to go ahead and hold control and click on everything to here from your green on up, or from your layer color on up, and we're going to go ahead and merge those layers just like that. Now click on your quick selection tool. Make sure you have the plus, the add, and you want to go ahead and select everything in here. Sometimes it takes a little bit, so you just make sure you have everything selected. So everything is selected like that, and then go back to the filter, and you're going to want to just copy it. And we're going to go back to the original one here, and we're going to click on edit, go to paste special, and paste into. What this will do is add all that right in there, but it won't affect this outside stuff. So that's a real good thing. So we're going to select all. Same thing, copy merged, and we are going to paste this right over top of this, and we're going to flatten layer, and then we're going to go to save as, and it will come up as T45 Keck, but you want to make it different, so we're going to call this post-war, and save. Just like that. Now you have to actually do this for every single piece. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to do one more. I usually save my post-war version as a Photoshop file itself, so I don't have to keep redoing everything. So we'll go ahead and close that, and it'll say no, I don't want to save the changes to that. Now I'm going to open, and T45. So there's arm, body. You can see that I have a post-war version already done. So when I do this, what I'll do is I'll open the clean version, and then I'll open actually both of these at the same time. Give it a second because it's got a lot to load up. There it is. It's all good there. So this here, we're going to select all, copy merged, and we're going to paste that right on top of there and flatten image and save as. Now this one, all we need to do is just change it from arm to body and remove the PW for post-war. Just like that. Don't even really need the DDS at the end of it because it'll automatically do that. So we're going to go ahead and save that. Let that all save up, and then we'll do the same thing with the post-war version and then just propagate it back up. So we want to select all, copy merged, and paste, layer, flatten image, and save as, and then we just add the PW in. Now I'm just gonna do the T45. I'm just going to do the T45 set as an example, and then I'm going to move on through the rest of them, and we'll come back to it. So that's all saved. Now same thing with the other one. We're going to open. There's the body. There's the helmet. We're going to open them both. Same concept for everything. It's just select all. You know, the hard part is actually building the Photoshop file, and that's completely up to you and your artistic ability. So we're going to save as, and we're going to call this helmet, and take the PW off of it. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do it like that and save, and we're good there. And that one's done, so we can go ahead and close that. Now we'll do the post-war version. Make sure to flatten your image and then save as. PW, save, let that do its thing. That's done. All right, we'll close that, and we will open this again, and we'll do the leg. So we want this one and this one. Here's the leg. We're going to do this one first. Same process. Nothing's changed. Just make sure you when you paste it in, you flatten the image and make sure to change the name of it. Just like that, and save. And let's see here. Like I said, it takes a second. Don't mess with it. Otherwise it might screw something up. So I'm going to go ahead and select all, copy merged, paste that layer, flatten them, and save as. PW for post-war, just like that, save, and that's all there is to that. Now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go on and create all the rest of the textures that I need to create. And then we will move into doing the material files, I believe. Okay guys, to set up the material files, we're going to need to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a new folder on the desktop, and I'm going to call this tutorial. That's where I'm going to dump all of the material files I'm going to need. So you're going to have to open up the materials, Fallout 4 materials, Bethesda Archive. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open that in Bethesda Archive Extractor right here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click off of that. I'm going to open this up, and what I'm looking for is actors down here, and I'm going to go ahead and go down. It's no, I'm actually in interiors. I need to be in actors. There we go. And we're going to go to power armor, and I usually use just like the flames is fine. It's easy to see in the list. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose all the different kinds of power armor, the material files for it. So we'll go down and grab the flames there. There's the T51. Now we'll do the T60. Sometimes the T60, you gotta, these are decals, you don't want those. There's the helmet, and the leg. Now we'll do the X1, which is the X01. Body, helmet, and then the legs. Just like that. Now, the rest of the stuff, don't worry about it. We'll hit extract, and we'll go up to our desktop, and we'll dump these in the tutorial folder that I made, select folder, and that's done. You can close that, and when you open this, you will see that the materials, put this one over here, I'm going to need that over there. The materials are right here, and this is all of them. So that's what you're going to need. What we're going to need to do here is rename the material file to whatever you've named your mod. In this case, I'm going to name it Keck, just like that. And to make it easy, I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, and then I'm going to just slow click on it. You can either slow click it like I just did, or you can right click and rename. Same thing. Just like that. So go ahead and do all of your material files like this and rename them all. And when we're done, when I'm done, we'll come back to this and I'll show you where you have to place them. I'm sorry, I meant to say what you have to do with the material files. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to open up your material file in Material Editor, and this window will come up right here, and click on the Material tab. Now the only one you really have to worry about is the diffuse texture. Just leave the normal and the smooth spec and everything else. Just leave that as the vanilla. So click on this little button over here, and you want to go up to your folder here, and since we're doing the T45 ARM, we're going to open that up, and we're going to set this here just like that, and we are going to save just like that. And that's how you set your material files all the way through. And since I'm doing copy, I'm going to copy it. Since I'm doing, and I'm going to paste it back in there, and I'm going to rename it. Since I'm doing a post-war version, I'm going to need copies of all these as well. So just like that, and you open it, and for the post-war version we're going to choose the post-war texture right here, and then save that just like that. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to copy all these, and I'm going to make the post-war versions of them and get all of the texture set, and then I'm going to show you where to put them in your folder. Okay, I got it all fixed up. Now I actually messed up with the ARM, because I had with the ARM for the T45, because I had misspelled it, and I accidentally had put the body in. I went back and I changed that, just so you guys know there. Alright, now we have to actually place our material files in the proper place. So we'll scroll up here and we'll go to our materials, and we'll go to KEK, and we'll go to T45. So what we're going to want to do is hold shift and select all of those, and we're going to go ahead and just drag them over, drop them in, and then delete them out of this folder here. We don't need those no more. And we'll go to the T51, do the same thing, click on the top one, hold shift, select all the T51, drop them in, delete them out of that folder because we don't need them. Same thing with T60. And go ahead and delete those, and then the last one is the X01, just like that. Just like that, and we've got them placed in our, we've got all of our files placed in here except for the magazine. We'll get to that later. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that tutorial folder. I don't need it anymore. This is all done right now. So what we're going to move on to next is actually making the plugin in the CK. So I'll see you in the CK, guys. Okay, we got the CK opened up here, and we're going to have to choose our masters. Now, this is entirely up to you. The first one you're absolutely going to need is Fallout 4. Depends on where you're placing your magazine at to get the whatever paint. So if you like doing some paints, you want it to be a Nuka World theme, or you want to go to Nuka World, you're going to have that master. For this, I'm just going to do Fallout 4. Because that's the way it is. So go ahead, click OK, and just let it load up. Let it do its thing, and when it's all done, it'll let you know. Okay, it's all loaded up. Now this is going to be real quick here. We're going to want to go ahead and actually make our plugin and save it. We don't want to do anything and have to worry about. We're just going to go ahead and save it right off the bat. You can click File and click Save, and you can do it here. I usually just use this little Save plugin button here. Does the same thing. So we're going to call this, you call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this Kekistan Paint Full. Save, and then you can go ahead and get started on everything else. Okay, the first thing you want to do is your constructible objects. Now the easy way to do this is just to type in the type of power armor. In this case it'll be T45. We're going to start with T45, and these blue icons are your constructible objects. Don't worry about none of the linings or nothing. We want to find where it says material. Now I'm going to use the material for the military, because when you open this up, it gives you nuclear material adhesive, and it'll give you this right here, the created object. So that's all good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my own tag on the front so I can find it, and I'm going to change this to Kek, just like that, and that's good for right now. Change the ID. So there's my constructible object for my T45. Now I'll do T51, same thing. Go down until you find the material file. I'm going to use the military, just like I did with the last one. And 000 M9 underscore, that's just so I can find it. And Kek, that's fine. Okay, make a new form. Now I'm gonna do the T60. T60. I'm gonna choose the military because it has all the same stuff that I want. Rename the give it a new ID. Don't worry about that it says this here. We're going to change that later. The created object, we're going to change that later. So X01's different. You just put in X01, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and open that. And this will be our M9 underscore. This will be the last one we need, and we're going to call this Kek. And everything's good there, so we're going to push OK. Now if you want to see what you did, I use a custom tag for my IDs, so I just type that in. Everything comes up right there, just like it's supposed to. Okay, now we're going to move on to our material swaps that we're going to need to do. Alright guys, if you haven't done it yet, save your work. Okay, now we're going to do our material swap. So same thing, T45, and you want to move down, and you'll see this right here. We're going to use the hot rod flames for this, and just like with the constructible object, you want to M9 underscore and change your ID. We're not going to actually mess with any of this here yet. We're just going to go ahead and confirm it, and then we'll come back to it. Alright, T51, same thing. Here we go. It's right here. we want to make a new ID for it, M9 underscore, and then we'll do keck and OK and save. Same thing. Change your filter T60, and you'll have to go looking, but it's here, right here. 000M9 underscore. And we're going to go ahead and change the ID of this one. Yes. And now we need to do X01. There we go. This one we may have to look a little closer for, because there's only there's not a, I haven't actually found a flames for this, so I'm going to use the Vault Tech. No, that's not the record that I need. It is right here. Here it is. My bad. So we will go ahead and change the ID for this one. Just like that. And that's all of our material files that we're going to need. So type in your naming convention and it will all show up here. Now we're going to actually set the material swaps. So go ahead and open up. We're going to start with this here. For some reason, this has a different arm, and I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to change it to the T45. It works just fine. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to click the edit button here, and it's going to pop this new window up, and I'm going to find my folder, which is keck, and I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to choose the arm just like that, and that will do that. So we are going to want to do the other arm, choose the same one, and just go down the line and choose your thing like that, and then the helmet, and then the leg, just like that. Now that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with this here, and I'm going to change all these all the way through the rest of it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got that all done. Now before I get too much further ahead, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up these here, and I'm going to change these IDs all the way down and make a new form. For my post-war versions. And that is that one there. Put my PW on the end for post-war versions. PW. Right now, what I want to do with this is, see, these are set to the T45 clean versions. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to set this like this, and then I'm going to, since this is like this, I'm going to go ahead and just change the material for each one to the post-war like this here. And there's that right there. And then I'm going to click OK and it'll create a new form. There it is right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, that's all done. So the next thing we're going to move on to is our PA material files, which we're going to need those. And we'll get that going right now. Okay guys, if you haven't done yet, save often. So the next thing we're going to do is our material files. The difference between material files and material swaps is that material files are what the constructible object uses to apply the paint to the power armor. The material swaps is what the material file uses to get the textures. That's how it works. So we're going to do the T45 first. T45. It might help if you don't screw up. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm looking for this section right here. There's no icon, but this is what we're looking for. And we want the T45 material. Now I've tried different ones. I'm gonna use the Minuteman one. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to open that up, give it a new ID, M9 underscore material, and I'm gonna keck, and I'm gonna change the name here. The name is what shows up in the armor workstation. So this is going to be T45 Kekistan paint, and we want to leave it with increases charisma with all pieces painted. I'm going to leave that like that because I'm going to actually I'm going to add something onto this, but we'll get to that. You can use whatever you want. If you can change the power armor enchantment over here, you come over here and where it says forms, you can pick whatever one you want. I'm going to just leave it charisma for right now. Don't worry about the recipes. That'll change when you change the recipe to point at this one. The rest of this stuff we're going to get to with the keywords and everything. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do that. Now we're going to go back up to all of our files, and here it is right here. We're going to open this up. Now I just noticed something out of the corner of my eye, and I'm not sure what it was that I was looking at. Oh yeah, keywords. We'll get to that. And in the name, I want to add something at the end. I'm going to add, this is just so I know the difference, clean and post-war. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to confirm that. I'm going to open it back up because I'm going to add PW at the end of this. And then I'm going to change the name. I'm going to have it say post-war. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing for the T51, T60, and XO1. So I'm going to go here, T51. Look for the material. There isn't a one for the Minuteman, T51 material for the Minuteman. So I'm going to see if Railroad works. Yeah, Railroad works. The whole point is that the loose mod, for the loose mod, we're going to just use the Railroad paint here. And we got to actually change this too. So and we're going to change this to Keck, and we are going to change the name to T51 Kecky Stand Paint, and we're going to make this clean, and we're going to change the description to charisma, not spelling, but that's all good there. Now the enchantment, we're going to want to change the enchantment. Since we're going to do charisma, we're going to want to change that, and we're going to want to change the enchantment to charisma, which is PE enchantments right here. Now we want to go to VA actor values, and we want to change that to charisma, just like that. So that looks good. Something else that I usually do too, and I didn't mention this with the T45, is I want to check it as a legendary mod up here in the upper right hand corner. So that looks good for now. And we'll click yes on that, and we're going to go back to 000 M9. We're going to go back to our T45 and make sure to check that as a legendary mod there. Check it as a legendary mod there. Okay, we'll open this back up, do our post-war version. Luckily with the post-war version, all we have to do is just change two things. Just like that. You can see that the recipes disappeared. That's okay. That'll autofill when we do it. Now we'll do our now I'm going to go ahead and do the T60. So we're going to do T60. And we don't want that. We want down here. And just like oh boy, yeah, okay. So what we want to find is one with a no loose mod. In this case, we're going to use the Atom Cats. We can either use Atom Cats. Don't use the Vault Tech because there's a miscellaneous file attached with it, and it doesn't like doing it with miscellaneous with the attachments. This here, the miscellaneous mod, it doesn't like doing it. And so I'm going to use, for the T60, I'm going to use the Atom Cats because there's no loose mod association. There's nothing to do with that. So we'll go ahead and 000 M9 underscore PA material Keck. Change this to T60 Kecky Stand Paint and make that clean. And we're going to go ahead and take this out, and then we'll go over here to the enchantments. Now if there's two enchantments like that, that's great, but I'm going to go ahead and just push delete and delete that one. And then I'm going to delete the actor value associated with optimized servos so that there's only this one here. We are going to have to do our own material has keyword too, so that'll be coming up pretty quick like. So that looks like it's ready. Oh, check it as a legendary mod. Okay, and save, and go back to our tag here. Open this up. I can see right now there. I like that. I'm very particular about stuff like that. About stuff not being capitalized and stuff like that. That's because I'm completely OCD. You would not even believe it. You'd be like, oh my God, he's so OCD. So that's ready. And now we'll do X01. Now this is a little strange because when you get down to the X01 and you do the materials, you start looking through it. I think it's the Institute. Yeah, this is the one we want. We're gonna have to change some things on it, I think. Let me see here. Loose mod. Yep, that makes my life hard. All those have loose mods. But the Institute paint doesn't, which is just fine. So we're going to go ahead and change the ID. And Material Institute. We want that to say Keck. And this will be X01. And we want to change this. Kekistan paint. Clean. And we're going to increase charisma. See, there's that OCD again, man. So that's good. That's fine for right now. We want to change our PE enchantment to charisma, and then change our actor value, PA actor value, to charisma. So that's all good there. That looks good. Check it as a legendary mod. And that looks good right there. And now we'll go back to our tag here where everything's here. Was kind of wondering. Oh, that's okay. And I just noticed that. There I am. There's that OCD playing into. Now it's got me wondering, did I do that with all of them? No, it's all good. It's all good. So we're going to do the post-war version here. Just like this. Post-war. And that's all good. That's all good. Okay. Legendary mod. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. Now that we've done all of our material files here, we're going to want to set our constructible objects. So we're going to open up the T45 and we're going to click on created object. We're going to go up here. We're going to do T45 Keck. That's good. And it's going to be like that all the way down. We're just going to go ahead and do this all the way down like this here. And this is T51 Keck. This is the clean version. And then the post-war version. And if you start testing and the material doesn't come up correctly, the first thing you should do is check your constructible objects and make sure your created object is pointed at the one it's supposed to be. Because, you look at it and be like, oh my God, it's not working. Well, that's because you didn't have the right created object. So, X01. Like that. And then our last one is our post-war version. Now I'm going to show you what I meant about it. Auto-filling, we'll just click on this. See how it auto-filled the recipes here? So that's good. Okay, the next thing we're going to move into is doing the keywords that you're going to need right here. So go ahead and I'm going to close that, and I'm going to save again. So that is saved. So now we're going to do the keywords. Okay, now we're going to, like I said, we're going to do the keywords. We're going to go ahead and look over here in the side menu, and we want to go up to in the miscellaneous section. We want to go to keyword. Where is it at? I just saw it. There it is. We're going to go ahead and clear the filter, and we're going to put, well, actually what we need to do is we need to make sure of what we need. So we'll do T45. That's the wrong one, and that'll work. So what we're going to need is DN underscore has material underscore. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go up to in the filter here. We're going to go up here and we're going to type DN underscore has material underscore. And you can see that it has all this stuff here. So we're going to do that right there. We're going to cancel that. And this will give you all your different kinds. We're going to use, we'll just use the flames one. And we're going to change this to 000 M9 underscore. Just like that. We're going to change that to Kekistan. And that's really the only thing we need to do is just one keyword. We just need to do the one keyword here. So we will go back to our filter and type in our little thing there. We have our keywords. So now we're going to open this up, the T45, and over here we're going to click on PK keywords, and we're just going to add that keyword in just like that, right? And now we are going to do our material swap. So I got to move this over so we can see it here. We're going to do our material swap and move that up, and that will set our material for that. And that one's done. Now we'll do the post-war version, has material, and we'll do we'll do the material file here. This is the post-war version. Okay. Now we will do the DN has material. We'll make sure this has got the right keyword. And see, this has actually two. This is the REM. We're just going to leave that there. If we have to, we'll come back and change it. So this is the clean version. Okay. This is the post-war version. Wait. There I am being OCD as hell. Make sure I got the right keywords in. Okay. And that's set. Now we're going to do the material swaps. That's the railroad. First we'll do the keyword. And then we'll do the material swap. And this is T51 post-war. Okay. Now we'll do T60. Same thing. It's pretty much the same thing all the way down, just like that. And our material swaps right here. So this is T60 clean. Double check that. Everything looks good. And I'll do our post-war. And do our material swap. T60 post-war. Everything looks good. Okay. And then we'll do our XL1. Put in our keyword. Do our material swap. This one right here. Everything looks good. Do our keyword. Like that. And do our swap. Like that. Everything looks good. Okay. So that is all of that. And if you haven't done it yet, save again. So now technically the mod's done. You can load it up and you put a power armor on your bench and it's done. Now we're going to move into something a little more optional. This is not something you have to do. You can leave it just like it is, or you can get a little creative. I'm going to get a little creative with this, so I'm going to show you how to make a power armor enchantment next. Okay guys, like I said, for all intents and purposes, the mod is done. You can go ahead and look in the pinned comment on the video and click ahead to the packing the mod, and it's done. You don't have to do anything else. But we're going to continue on, and we're going to make it personalized, make it a little more special, because I'm a special guy, because I'm special. So over in here, we are going to want to click. I'm going to click on in the object window. I'm going to click on Enchantment. Now I'm going to put PA enchant underscore, and I just totally had a brain fart. That happens to me sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to open this back up. Look at the enchantment, enchant PA underscore, right, charisma. Okay, so now I'll go back up here and we'll put enchant PA underscore, and there's our charisma right there. We're going to open that up and we're going to set that right there. Now we're going to close that and we're going to look for something. Legendary armor chameleon. Yep, I want that right there. That gives me the stealth field. Now I'm going to take this stealth field and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy that and into this one here. I'm going to change the ID on it, M9 underscore, and for this one I'm just going to leave it like this because we're going we're going to have some different enchantments for each kind of armor. So this is just my base enchantment that I'm going to build. So copy item and paste it right here. Now I don't need that no more, so I'm going to go ahead and close that, open this up, and I'm going to change the effect to 1000 just because. Now there's a couple of conditions on this. This is the same thing as the Stealth Boy or the Chameleon Armor. When you're sneaking, it turns on, but when you move, it disappears. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove that. So it only turns on when you're sneaking. And that's good there. Now we need legendary mod. Armor. Clothing, carry weight. Right there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy that. We don't need that no more. And we're going to paste that into right there. Now we're going to start with this one with a base of 250. This will be, when we do this will be the T45, and then we're going to make the carry weight increase with each kind of armor. So that's good there. And maybe a little bit of health, just because. We don't need the falling mod or anything like that because it's power armor. Let's see, enchant, clothing, endurance, intelligence, perception, luck. Let's go with some luck, because we're going to fortify our luck, because it's Kekistan armor and it's got 4-leaf clovers on it, man. So we're going to go ahead and paste that in there. We want to open this up, make sure there's no conditions on this. That's good. Fortify luck, no conditions, and magnitude 2 will be fine. We'll just do a magnitude 2. And that's good. And we don't need that no more. And maybe just a little bit, maybe a little bit of health. Can we find some health? Mod, enchant. Let's try just typing in health. Fortify. Oops. Let's spell it right. Fortify. Health. Rad's core health. No. Fortify damage resistance? No. Fortify health. HP. There we go. HP. That'll give us a bunch of different ones here. Let's see. Medic pump. Sure, why not? We're going to copy that. I'll do that instead. So we're going to... So what we've done is we've combined charisma, the stealth field, carry weight, gave us some luck, and if our effect drops below whatever, we can actually make our own effect. PA medic pump. PA underscore medic. We can add our own effect if we want to. And this, what this does is a script archetype effect, and properties, stim pack, actor value, health, minimum health percent is 0.5. So yeah, we're gonna leave that. We're just gonna leave that. That'll work. That way, if you start to die, it stim packs you immediately. So that's good. So there is our enchantment that we're gonna do, and we are actually gonna add the T45 in at the end. T45. And doesn't need a, you don't need to change the name because you don't see it. So we're going to create a new form and go to 000M9, go down, click on all. There's our enchantment right there, and we're going to change this to T51 just like that, and change the carry weight to 500 just like that, and new one. And now we'll do T60, and change the carry weight. We're going to do it in at 750 for this one. And then our last one will be X01, like that. Change our carry weight, and we'll make our carry weight for X01 be 1,000. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and make sure to save your work. Now we're going to apply our enchantments. So on our T45, we're going to go open that up, go to PE Enchantments, and we can leave the Charisma because that's pretty much what we want. But we're going to add that. We're going to leave the actor value at Charisma because our base enchantment is the Charisma. So we'll go ahead and do that. And same thing here. We're going to choose our T45 enchantment. Choose our T51 enchantment. When I said this is going to be a legendary mod, you better believe it's going to be a legendary mod. This is T60. Do the enchantment. T60. And do our enchantment. For X01, check, and X01. Okay, now each one of our power armor paints will give us that enchantment leveled up as for like this. So like I said, this is completely optional. You don't have to do this. You can just leave in the vanilla enchantments. But if you want to make something a little bit more special, this is the one for you. Now to show you that all of this works, we're going to go into game. I'm going to use my live stream character Scarlet. We're going to go into game and we're going to test all of this. Okay guys, here we are in my Pocket Manor. I've got me some I've got me some, I got me each set of the power armor over here, so we're going to go ahead and jump into T45, and we'll check that first. So we'll go down over here. Jump out. Put it on the bench. Go to T45, and we're looking for Kekistan Paint Clean. Right. So we know that it works. So we're going to go ahead and do up all of these. You can see the difference between the post-war versions and the clean versions. I'll show you on the torso, because that will really, you'll be able to really tell it that. Okay, there's our clean version. Yeah, see, you can really tell that if Strong would get out of the way, you can really tell the difference between the post-war and the... There's actually a little bit of graphics difference too, but that's okay. I just noticed that. There's that OCD again. So we'll get out of this, and we're going to test the carry weight and all of that. It'll say you are carrying too much weight and can't run. But when you run, and I have the perk that drains action points, it doesn't do that. So our carry weight is 2,310. So it's the 250 plus all my other mods. And when we crouch, and there's our chameleon mod in effect. So it works for T45. Let's go ahead and jump out.
Hey, over here.
And we'll go up and check the XO1 real quick here. Because if it works for the T45 and the XO1, we know everything works. It's pretty much the way it's how that works. And Kekistan Paint Clean. And we know the Kekistan Paint Clean works there. You'll see the Abraxo there. That's something I'm working on. Kekistan Paint Clean. It just says increases charisma with all pieces painted. You can change that in your descriptions if you want to describe what it does, everything. I'm not going to worry about that. There's that. And the torso. pretty sure that it works. Now our carry weight, remember, was 2,310 on the T45. So let's check it now. 7,610. Oh, it's quite a bit more. But there is our Kekistan paint. Let's check our enchantment. Just like that. Yeah. That works. So we'll go ahead and jump out. And we know that the rest, we know if the T45 works and the XL1 works, we know those are going to work. We're just going to assume they're going to work because I think they will. All right. And now we are going to move into something a little different. I think we are going to add our perk magazine into the mod. So yeah, we're going to add a perk magazine. The first thing we have to do is make our textures for our perk magazine. So I'm going to open this up, and in my things here, in my PSDs, I have cover 01. That is the one I need. I already have it. I already have my Photoshop file made of it. It's already flattened down and it's ready to go. Watch my tutorial on how to make your magazine cover. So since it's already flattened and everything, we're just going to go ahead and save as. And we are going to go to our desktop. We're going to make sure that it is a DDS file. Go here to my Fallout 4 data folder. Open this up, and remember that folder we made, magazine. We're going to stick it in there, and we're going to call this one 01, and then we're going to put high res at the end of it. So we're going to save that just like that. Now we actually have to have two versions of this. We have to have the high res or the high poly version, and then we have to have the low res version of it. So to make the low res version, that's really simple. Just click on image size, and it's 1024. You want to drop it down to 512. Push OK, and go back to save as, and you want to change the name of it. I always use this one small, just like that, and this will save quick. Yeah, it's already done. Okay, so we've got our textures made. Now we can move on to our material files that we're going to need for our magazines. Okay, just like with grabbing our material files for our armor, we're going to want to go ahead and make a new folder on the desktop. I don't need that to say anything. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to rename that. And I'm just going to call this tutorial. This is just where I dump my files. So I'm going to go ahead and open the Fallout 4 materials BA2. And I'm going to click off of that, and I'm going to put in comics into the filter. And what this will do is this will give you the materials for the comics, and then when you go down, it'll give you the high res as well. So we're going to need two of them. We are going to need the material file for the low res and for the high res. Now I'm going to use the hot rodder for this one just because That's what I use to build my magazine resource. I think you can just use any of them. I don't think it actually matters, but just in case. So we're going to go down and grab the high res as soon as I find it. And of course, I haven't found it yet. Backside, high res, there we go. So I want the Hot Rodder 1 high res. And that'll get that. And I'll take this and I'll extract it to my folder I just made on the desktop here, tutorial. And that will put those in right there. Close that, don't need that. Open this up. And you'll get 2 of these. One will be this one here in the high res. I'm going to take and I'm going to change this to Keck Mag High Res. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm just going to drop it right there. Now I'll go into low res. I'll rename this Keck Mag. Keck Mag. There we go. And I'll copy that. Drop that in right there. Now there's my 2 files that I'm going to need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this here. This is just the regular, this is the small one. So you don't need to mess with the normal smooth, just the diffuse. I'm going to open that and I'm going to go to my textures and I have my magazine here and I want to click I want my magazine comic cover small. Okay, and we'll save that. Close that out. Open this one. Click on material. And this, it'll go right back to this. So I need the high res one. So, because this is the high res material file. And we'll go ahead and click on that. And we'll copy those, both of those files, and we'll go back to our Fallout 4 data folder and go into our materials, go into Keck magazine and just paste those right in there just like that. And now that part of it is done. So we're going to go ahead and delete that. Don't need those anymore. So this part of it is done. That's all we need to do. So now we're going to move on to actually making the records in the CK. Okay guys, now we're going to make our records for our magazine. So the first thing you want to do is type in high poly. Oops. High poly into the filter. And since we used Hot Rod for everything anyway, we're going to use that right there. And we're going to change the ID on this, M9 underscore high poly. And we're going to name it Keck. There's that OCD again. We don't need a name on it here. We don't need to do anything here. All we need to do is click on edit. And then you will see here in the original material and replacement material, just double click on the hot rodder right here. And this is our high poly. So when you double click on it, you'll get the swap material. So open up, I'm going to open up my Kekistan folder. Remember that I put those in there, the material files. I'm going to click on that, check it, looks good. Okay, and we're going to make a new record there like that, and I'm going to save. Then I'm going to move up to book right here. And I'm just going to type in perk. That's fine. Same thing. We're going to use the hot rod perk, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and rename this 000 M9 underscore perk mag kek. And we're going to give it a new name because the name is what you see when you put your cursor over it and it says read whatever. Well, this is what it says. So we want it to be the same name as the magazine itself. Just like that. So everything's good there. We want to select our inventory art, which is the high poly, that one we just made, and then we want to click on edit. And same thing, choose your magazine cover, which in this case is the hot rodder. Double click it, and you want to use the Kek Mag small. That changes that. Okay, and everything looks good there for right now. Don't worry about the featured item message, we'll get to that. So okay, make a new one there. We'll go up, it's right there, and we're going to check it by sticking it in a cell. I just used a marker cell because it's simple. So we're just going to drag that in, and there it is right there. And it works just fine. There is our magazine. That is everything. That's how it's supposed to look. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that out of there, and I'm going to save just like that. So the next thing is to actually make the quest, which sounds harder than it actually is. So what you're going to want to do is go up here to character, go to quest, and clear your filter. And we're going to go ahead and make a new quest. Give it an ID. And this would be the Kekistan MAGA magazine, and we're going to put QST at the end of it, and then give it a name, Kekistan magazine quest, just like that. And we're going to want to allow repeated stages and run once, start game enabled. Everything's good there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to push OK to confirm it and save just in case. Now we're going to open this up and we're going to click on quest stages, and we are going to want to add a new one, and make it 10, 5, 10, whatever works for you. And then we're going to go into the log entry, and we're going to click on new, and down here in the designer notes, Kekistan magazine quest, just like that. And that's done, dude. That's all you have to do for the quest. So we're going to go ahead and push OK and save. And next we are going to do the message, I believe. Let me check. Yes, indeed, we are going to do the message. All right, so what we're going to want to go do is go down to miscellaneous, go to message, and I'm going to put hot rod mag. That'll work. We're going to change the ID on this one. So we want to 000 and 9 mag, and we're just going to put kek mag kek. That's fine. And now we want to change our message. So you've collected an issue. All right, right. The last known remaining copy of Communist Snowflake Digest. Don't lose this piece of yellow journalism. And this will permanently unlock the Kekistan Power Armor paints for all power armors, except for modded ones, of course. And that's good, so we're going to go ahead and click that, and we got that. That saves that, and we're going to type in our thing right here. And next we are going to finish this up by clicking on our PerkMag book, and we're going to go down to feature or the item message. We're going to go up here, we're going to click on that, and that is ready there. Now we have to set the script, so we're going to click on mag set stage script. Click the properties of that, open that up, and we want to find our quest, this right here, that we made, and we're going to change the value to 10, just like that. Okay. Okay. And we have one more thing we have to do. Well, actually, two things, but yeah. We have to actually set the conditions in the constructible object. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our first one right here. And we're going to go to match conditions. So we want to click on new. Move that up so you guys can see it a little bit better. And we want to use a condition function called getStageDone, which is right here, and that will say that will be invalid. So we're going to click on that, and as you can see, it auto fills it, so that's pretty good. If it doesn't, you just find your quest out of the quest here, and then the parameters, set stage parameter. So okay, that's done, and we're going to go ahead and copy that condition, push OK on that, and then in every constructible object we're going to go ahead and we're going to paste that condition in there. Paste condition. Paste condition. Paste condition. Paste condition. And we're just, like I said, we're just going to stick all these in here. Paste condition, just like that. And make sure, go back and just pick one to make sure that you got them all pasted in. Yeah, and that's all there is to that. Now, it's almost done. We have one thing left to do. We have to go place the magazine someplace in the world. And I know just the place. I want to make it hard, but not, well, I want to make it hard to get it. So we're going to go to an interior cell. If my mouse would behave. And we're going to go to the Boston Public Library. And just let this load up here. Takes a second, don't force it. There it is. And I like to click on something to be able to find, so I can move this around. Now, where do I want to put this? I know where I want to put it. Sure, there should be a door down here. Why, sure. Yep. So what we want is some place to actually put our magazine. That looks like a really good spot. So we'll take our magazine and we are going to stick it in right there. Turn it around like this. That's good enough. And in case somebody comes up and sits down, we don't want it to move, so we're gonna double click it, the reference we're gonna add, and I'm going to add the default disable havoc on load script. And with this, I'm just gonna edit the value and make sure the first three are false. That way it won't move no matter what. It won't disappear on us. Okay, now we will go ahead and save. Now you might be wondering why I chose that area. Because when you come into the library, it says there's a security breach, and then a bunch of super mutants come through. You got to fight all those super mutants. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and save, and that is done for right now. We're gonna go in game and test to make sure the magazine appears where it's supposed to, and that everything works correctly. And then we're gonna come back and we're going to make the mod ESL flagged, and we're going to pack the mod up into BSAs. Okay guys, here we are back in the Pocket Manor. Now we know that our Kekistan paint works because there it is, but since we've added the magazine, we're going to go ahead and get in the T51 power armor right here. Actually, I got a better idea. We're going to do the T60 because I'm stuck in between power armor. I got so much power armor, it's just crazy. Okay, we're going to get into T61 here. Go over here. And just to make sure that we can craft any of it, we are going to do that, and it would, there's the Nuka-Cola paint, but there is no T60. That means we can't craft it till we get the magazine. All right. So we're going to exit the station, and we're going to go get this magazine. So forgive the long load times, because my game's pretty much ultra modded, so it takes a little longer to load. Loading. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to the Boston Public Library. While I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my pocket banner and switch over my grenades to my grenades. Gonna need those. All my followers are over here. Looks like it. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to do a little cheating to do this, because I'm using a survival mode. So we're going to go into survival options, toggleable options. I'm going to turn on fast travel, just like that. And we'll go to the fast travel to the Boston Public Library, the Trinity Plaza, Boston Public Library, because we can fast travel out of the vault, which is kind of cool. So yeah, forgive the long load times. Now, there's two ways to actually get into the Boston Public Library. I haven't went through the subway personally, or it's been so long since I don't know what to expect. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in through the library. As soon as it loads up, it usually takes a minute. Like I said, ultra modded game, takes a while to load. I'm going to take this time right now to remind you guys, if you guys enjoy the tutorial and find it helpful, don't forget to hit that mash that like button and share it on your favorite social media. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can click underneath the video on the join button to join as a channel member, because channel membership has benefits. And it's kind of dark, but that's okay. So yeah, here we are at the Boston Public Library. I don't want to go that way. I'm going to go this way, because I'm going to go in through the side door right here. I'm probably going to need to think about some night.
Welcome to the Boston Public Library.
Yeah.
Well, the library is currently closed.
Nothing's closed to me.
Nice.
So we'll go in the Boston Public Library. Now, if you remember where I placed the magazine, I placed it down at...
Attention. Security breach near subway
Nice work,
entrance.
boss.
Visitors are advised to seek cover and remain calm.
And the shit's about to hit the fan, so...
Not scream and die!
Attention. Security breach near main entrance. Visitors and employees are advised to seek cover and remain calm.
You'll have to come out sooner or later.
All right, so where'd he go? There he is.
Better start fighting brothers than fighting you.
If this is a perfect time, we shouldn't wait.
And there's more coming, so I think. Yeah.
Strong just getting started.
All right, so I think that's all of them. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that was all of them. And of course, then you clean up all the bodies, get all your shit. There's more of them up here. Some got through. Yeah, that's not a big problem. So we can still get our magazine, which turn on light, which should be right here. And this says, you've unlocked the last known remaining copy of Communist Snowflake Digest. Don't lose this piece of yellow journalism. Permanently unlock the Kekistan Power Armor paints for all power armors.
I used to collect comics like that when I was a kid.
Literacy is important, but perhaps something of more substance is good for nurturing the mind.
Now we are going to... We're good for right now because those super mutants don't know we're here. So we are going to jump into our pocket manor. And we're going to go see if this works. Again, long loading times. So it gives you a little bit of a fight that you have to do. If you don't have followers and you're by yourself and you don't have like really high armor values and stuff like that, and you don't happen to be like a level 144 like I am, then it might be a little challenging. But it'll be worth it, right? Right. Worth it. Yeah. It could be a little bit challenging. I have a very, like I said, I have a very ultra modded game, and I have crazy armor values, and just, it is what it is, man. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put that away. We have the T51 already setting on, or T60's already setting on there. So we'll go to this. And we'll do the material mod. And there's our Kekistan power armor paint. Tab. Just like that. And we'll just make sure this all works right quick. Right. And there's that. And finally, the torso. And exit station, and we'll jump in here, make sure everything works.
Not screwing around, are we?
All the textures work correctly. Yep. And our carry weight is fairly high, like we want it to be, and our chameleon mod works. So that all works. So alright guys, the next part of the tutorial, we are going to actually pack the mod. We are going to make the mod into an ESL flagged ESP, and we are going to pack it up into BSAs and get it ready for download. Okay guys, now we're going to pack the BSAs and flag the ESP as an ESL. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy the plugin, and I'm going to put that in my backup ESPs. This is what I use for uploading to Bethesda Net, and in case I need stuff. So we know this works. Alright, we're going to go ahead and open the CK, and we will go ahead and pack our BSAs. Okay, here we are in the CK, so we're going to go ahead and click on File. You got to log into Bethesda Net. I already did that. I'm going to click on PC, and the Add Remove Files to the archive will come up, and we'll make sure that everything is there. It looks like it. Just want to make sure, see if I can spot the magazines. It's kind of important. Yeah, there's the magazine covers and the textures and the material, so everything's good there. Okay, so we'll pack our mod up, and that's done. We're going to close that, and we're going to save again. And now we are going to click on Edit, go to Compact File Form IDs, yes, okay, and we're going to save again, and we're done with that. Now we're going to open the mod in FO4 Edit Quick Clean, and here we are in FO4 Edit Quick Clean. The reason I use Quick Clean instead of regular FO4 Edit is because it will make sure the mod's clean too. Plus I can do what I need to do in this. You'll see here in the form ID prefix that it's in load order, and all that is what it's supposed to be. So we'll click OK and let it load up. Just let it do its thing, man. Just let it do its thing. And it's done. You can see no disabled references, 57 of them. Yep, no identical masters. Nothing's dirty. The only thing that's changed is in the Boston Public Library is the placed object, the magazine, which is supposed to be right where it's at. So we're going to click on file header, go to record flags, click ESL, and close it and save. And that is done. So now we have to pack them out up. So we're going to open this back up, open the Fallout 4 data folder up, and you can see this is right here. So we're going to want to make a new folder, and we're going to make this new folder. We're going to call this Not Easy Being Green. Just like that. And we're going to open that folder up. And inside of there, we're going to put another folder, data. And we're going to open that. Set that over there to the side. We're going to grab the plugin and the two BSAs. We're going to drag them over. And we're going to drop them in right there. And we're going to delete them out of the data folder. Remember, I have the backup of it that isn't flagged as an ESL, so that's a good thing. Close that. We'll close that, and we're going to go ahead and pack this up into a 7Z file using Bitzer. And when that's all packed up, and it is, we're going to go ahead and copy that, and we're going to put that into my mod organizer 2 in the downloads, and I'm just going to paste that in right there, just like that. So now I can close that, and I need to restart mod organizer 2 so that plugin disappears. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this in. This is Fallout 4 2 downloads, and I'm going to go down to the ends because I made it Not Easy Being Green right here, and I'm going to click that. I'm going to install it. Left pane, activate it, and you can see that it activates right here, and everything's good. Alright, that should do it, and it will work in game. We've tested that and it works. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and remember guys, if you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful, don't forget to mash that like button and share the tutorial on your favorite social media. And if you'd like to support the channel, click on the join button below the video and join as a channel member, because channel membership has benefits. Or you can click in the upper right hand corner of the video and there's a link there. It'll take you to the channel so you can join as a channel member. Or if you'd like to do a one-time tip, leave a couple dollars in the bucket on the way out the door using the PayPal link in the description. Alright guys, until next time, remember to keep your powder dry, shoot straight rookie, and remember that war never changes.